In this video, we will cover the concept of parallel and perpendicular lines and how slope is related. So if we think about it, if we have two parallel lines, I'm going to do this in here, then parallel lines are lines that never intersect. So they may look like this. Now, if parallel lines are lines that never intersect, then they must have the same slant. And we learned in Lesson 5 that the measure of the slant of a line is also known as the slope. So hopefully it makes sense that lines are parallel if and only if their slopes are equal. So the slope of line 1 would have to equal the slope of line 2. However, if we have perpendicular lines, one may look like this, and perpendicular lines cross at right angles. So I'll draw my little right angle in here. So if this is line 1 and this is line 2, the slope of line 1 is positive because it's rising when you read it from left to right. But the slope of line 2 has to be negative when you read it from left to right because it's falling. So the slope of perpendicular lines have this relationship. If I look at the slope of line 1 and the slope of line 2, then we say they are negative reciprocals of each other. So what that means, if they're opposite in sign and they're flipped. So two things have to apply. They have to have opposite. They have to be opposite in sign, and you have to flip. And these are equal. All right, so let's look at an example. In example 1, we're asked to find the slope-intercept form of the equations of the lines that pass through this point. And for A, we're going to find the equation of the line that is parallel to this line. And for B, we're going to find the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line. So we need to know the slope of this line so that we can determine the slope of the line parallel and perpendicular. So to find the slope of the line, remember from example 5, we need to solve the equation for y. So we're going to solve the equation for y. This puts it in slope-intercept form. Or if you remember, y equals mx plus b, so that we can determine the slope. Because remember, the slope is the number in front of x, which we call m. So we're going to take this equation, 2x minus 3y equals 5, and we're going to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides because anything that doesn't have y in it needs to go to the other side. So if I subtract 2x from this side and subtract 2x from this side, they're going to cancel, and that's going to give me negative 3y equals negative 2x plus 5. So I really can't subtract 2x from 5 because they're not like terms because 5 doesn't have an x in it. Now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 3. And that's going to give me y, because the negative 3's cancel to 1. And then I have negative 2x over negative 3 plus 5 over negative 3. And then just to clean this up a little bit, that's going to give me y is equal to 2 thirds x, because a negative divided by a negative makes that positive, minus 5/3. So now we know the slope for the line we are looking for is 2/3. Sorry, I was just pausing to see what. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So the slope of this line is 2/3. For A, we are looking for the slope of the line that is parallel to that line. Remember, parallel lines have equal slopes. So if the slope of this line is 2/3, the slope of the line parallel to it has also got to be 2/3. But for B, we're looking for perpendicular. So remember, two things have to apply. They have to be opposite in sign and flipped. So the slope of the given line is positive. So the slope of the line that we're looking for in B, the line that's perpendicular, is going to be negative. And the slope of the given line is 2/3, so we have to flip that upside down and make it 3/2. So that would be negative 3/2, putting that together. All right, moving right along, let's look at now how we write these equations. So our given point is 2, -1. So for A, point 1 is 2, -1, and we just determined that our slope is 2/3. So if we use our point slope form, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Remember, this is x sub 1 and this is y sub 1. We're going to have y minus -1 equals 2/3 times x minus 2. So I plugged in -1 for y sub 1, 2 for x sub 1, and 2/3 for m. So now we just need to clean it up a little bit. So y plus 1, I'm going to distribute this, so it's going to be 2/3 x minus 4/3. And now I just need to subtract 1 from both sides. And so that's going to give me y equals 2/3 x, and -4/3 minus 1 would be -4/3 minus 3/3, or -7/3. Sorry. All right, let's graph these so we can look and make sure that they are in fact parallel. So for our given equation, our slope is 2/3 and our y-intercept is -5/3. So if I go to my graph, -5/3 is equivalent to, well, 3 will go into 5 one time with 2 left over. So it's equivalent to -1 2/3. So -1 2/3 is about here. And from that, I'm going to go up 2 and over 3. So 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3. And this is my given line. We'll call that line 1. And then the line that is parallel to that, we'll call that line 2. M is equal to 2/3, but this time the y-intercept is -7/3, Well, 3 will go into 7 twice with 1 left over. So negative 2 1/3 is here. Now I'm going to go up 2 and over 3. So 1, 2 over 1, 2, 3 is going to be here. So we can see that line 1 and line 2 are in fact parallel. All right, the last one I'm going to do is B. So remember, our slope is now the opposite and flipped, so it's negative 3/2, but we're still using the point that we used, and that was 2, negative 1. So I'm going to have y minus y sub 1, which is negative 1, equals negative 3/2 times x minus 2. So y plus 1 equals negative 3/2 x plus, and this time it would be 6 over 2 or 3. Now if I subtract 1 from both sides, I'm going to get y is equal to negative 3/2 plus 2. I'm sorry, 3/2 x. Let me write that a little cleaner. All right. So again, I'm going to graph that given line, line 1. So I have negative 1 2/3, which is about here. And then from there, I'm going to go up 2 over 1, 2, 3. So again, this is my line 1. This time, line 2 is going to be perpendicular to this line. So in this case, m is equal to negative 3/2, and b is equal to 2. So remember, b is your y-intercept, so I'm going to go up 2 and draw that point. And from there, I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1, 2. So now I can see that this line is in fact perpendicular to the given line. Now, I have left example 2 for you to try on your own, and then we will look at this, look at the answer together in class, and if you need to see it worked, I can do that. But it's an application just like what we were doing.